Good morning, 7:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on this Thursday, May 23rd, 2024. I'm XRP Future Millionaire, and I reside in the great state of Michigan. So as we can see, XRP is up about 0.1% to 52.78 cents or 52.7 cents. We've got Bitcoin right now up 785 points, just about that 70,000 level. So a bit of a recovery here this morning for Bitcoin as we push back up towards that 70K make it or break it level. Bitcoin over 70,000 is still very bullish. We've talked a lot about these inverse head and shoulders patterns that are not completely done yet. We talked yesterday if Bitcoin rotated from where it was at. We had a technical target of 74,168 if you were watching in the live. If not, we're going to go over some of the information that was breaking during the live last night. As a couple of things we're going to talk about is, one, we're going to go over how the House passes major crypto regulation with the FIT21. That bill passed, so we're going to read through this so everybody can get a basic understanding of what that means. We also had quite the whale movement by XRP whales that moved 291 million coins amid the FIT21's relief to Ripple community. Even though the price tumbled a little bit to start, we did have that big move of XRP changing hands by whales, so we'll see what that has to do with everything as well. And then when we get done reading about the crypto bill, we'll also have the response from the White House and what their reaction was prior to the passage. So that I'll share exactly all the information that I have. Tanya, thank you for that bit of information as well. So with that being said, please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. This is going to be a very, very, very important update for everybody to watch. So if you could help me out by hitting that like button, YouTube will recommend this update. I end up through the algorithm, and all that simply means is when somebody's searching through the YouTube newsfeed, my content has the ability to pop up, and YouTube recommends it so others will tune in for the first time, or maybe you'll find your way back home because you haven't seen the updates in a while. If you're looking to trade XRP in the USA or abroad, look in the video description below and our pinned comments for BITUNIX or MEXC. And you can trade, no VPN required. KYC only needed if you're going to send or deposit from bank account to bank account. But MEXC is not available in the USA unless you're already a user. So focus on BITUNIX. With that being said, I'm going to give you all a second to hit that like button. I'm going to play the official intro to my station. Pay attention to XRP, pay attention to everything we're getting ready to talk about, and think about in your minds what you expect for today, and get ready for some information about what's happened with the crypto regulation bill, and just a lot of other information from the White House and things like that. So you're going to get a lot of information here in the next 17 minutes. Then I got to take my son to school. So with that being said, let's get into the intro, and then we'll get into the details. Welcome back, everybody, and I do appreciate you hitting that like button. Real quick before we get into the crypto regulation bill, let's take a quick look at XRP, see what the most likely outcome in here is for this morning. We are trying to put in a reversal right now, but like I said yesterday, until we break over 53.7 cents and hold it, this is still very much, it could consolidate down. We don't know what the higher targets are. Maybe it comes down to 51 cents and retest that descending triangle breakout. I personally don't want that to happen. But with further consolidation, that could absolutely happen, as we've had a death cross in the 30-minute time frame. So we're going to want to invalidate this as quickly as possible. So a reversal candle here would be appropriate if we want to see price appreciation for XRP and not depreciate down to 51 cents. If we look at XRP in the 2-hour time frame, it's possible we could be putting in a bottom as we've tapped the 200-day and not giving it away. If we look at the cup and handle support, we're still above the handle, but we want to start to create our own layer of support. We don't want to keep coming back down here because then you have the risk of breaking it down. The fact we came down, consolidated, bounced off of it, we really want to start to create a layer of fundamental support here before we come back down there. Now, if we do, we still have the opportunity to hold 514 and all is good. But I would like to see a double bottom formed here on the 2 hourly right at this 200 day. It's close enough to 52.1 cents where I would like to see this be the reversal. But we do seem to be trending a little bit in the upward direction with the possibility of a reversal candle in the hourly. So far, the last reversal candle didn't pan out. The last couple. But we are down at the 200 day, so this is an opportunity for XRP's price to change a little bit here. We're going to look at how many XRP changed hands by the whales. As there was an exorbitant amount. We're going to look at the FIT21 bill here in just a second, as well as it passed Congress, or it passed the House yesterday. We did have an official response from the White House prior to the passing. So we'll take a look at all that information here. We've got Bitcoin up 780 points as I'm trying to get through some technical analysis early so everybody can see it. If this W reversal does pan out, we talked about it yesterday. During the live, this is exactly what we talked about. If it bounced off this exact area, your technical target off of what looks like a bull flag formed, or pennant flag, would be 74,168. If you were to break down, instead of going up there, you'd come back and retest this breakout point at 64,880. So that's a big differential. That's a 10,000 point swing. It's either going up to 74,000 and some change or coming down to 64,400 area. That's a big differential. So I would like to see it go up and continue this inverse head and shoulders, as I would like to see XRP finish its inverse head and shoulders, as it's not completely finished. 57.4 or even 67, 68 cents could be the possibility for XRP. But right now, that's what I'm watching. Bitcoin looks like it's playing beautifully off of this continuation pattern out of the pennant flag. So this looks like if we can continue to take shape here, we could finish this technical move. We really could. We really could. But it's going to still take some strength and support. But the Fed now coming out and acting like there's still time. It's going to be a little later, but there'll be time for at least one rate cut this year. It's pathetic. It's pathetic. Gold's had a nice retracement the last couple days, as I'll sneak this in here. We've come back down to a technical retracement zone at 2,359. That's an opportune moment if this is meant to continue up. This is the back test right now. And we had a big bullish W reversal, Gartley W reversal. And now an appropriate back test is happening right now. We got the rejection at 2,433. Now the back test at 2,350 approximately. Now you're looking to push back above 2,433. We've had a little retracement with B2 Gold. We've had retracements with mining stocks. If you're looking at the sector, pay attention to these retracements. Gold or silver's down about $2 from the top. So these are healthy corrections right now if we want to see continuation. XRP Bitcoin pairings down 0.92% to the 754 sat level. Bought a little bit more yesterday. About $50 yesterday, as I've got $4,300 into this pairing right now. And it's pretty flat. It's pretty flat. I'm pretty flat. I'm down like $30 because every time I came down, I was buying a significant amount. And right now we would like to see a little continuation, but we haven't had that strength of support yet to break out of this area. Every time we're getting rejected here, we've actually created a short-term consolidatory pattern, which actually, when you're trying to figure out when and if the breakout can happen, these are very important patterns. These are very important patterns because it gives you all the information's within the struggle. So the details, I should say, are within this struggle. So when you're trying to trade this is what we're looking at. That's what we're looking at. If this breaks down, it just comes down to the bottom. It'll come back down here. And then it very well could be the push to that 7. We talked about the 722 sat level if it came through. And it could. So you've got to be prepared to continue to pile in if that's what you're looking for. Or if you're looking to bail, if it does break that 747, then obviously you have to pay attention. We have this nice descending consolidation. It's formed this little consolidatory phase. But I'm going to keep the top end resistance so we can see the expansion zone. The support's not as important because we have support underneath. But we still have what looks like we're trying to build off an inverse head and shoulders. Came up to the resistance point, came back and consolidated, but now we're going to need a little bit of strength here to push back up. So we'll continue to watch it. I still believe it remains very undervalued, especially when you start looking at the XRP Bitcoin pairing from a weekly standpoint. we can clearly see that it's starting to push more towards, hey, we got to get pushed back into a bullish territory. Every time we come up into these areas, at some point, and sometimes it takes a minute, but it does reverse very hard. You just got to have the patience, and we do absolutely have the patience here. So we're going to continue to monitor this day by day, and hopefully that gives you a nice perspective of what's going on with the analysis, because we do have some reading to do. I don't know if it'll take 10 minutes, but we're definitely going to have to make sure we give ourselves a decent amount of time. And then with the XRP pattern, if we're looking at it in the short term, we have broken out of the short-term formation. We are looking to reverse back up here, but we would have to get over first area 53.7 cents to start pushing up towards that 64-cent area, and then a little bit higher actually, but we need to push past 53.7. Then our next move would be 57.4, and ultimately, if this played out truthfully in this inverse head and shoulders and breaks out, you should be looking at 64 cents plus. So that's what I'm seeing in this morning's technical analysis. Hopefully this brought some value to you. I continue to share this same exact thing on my my openings for the video description of the videos. So, and I think it's appropriate, because until this exact pattern formation breaks, we don't know what's going to happen. As long as it's within the cup and handle, these are very bullish pattern setups. That's why we have to pay very, very close attention to these kind of setups. So now let's get into some reading, because we have a little bit of reading. So House passes major crypto legislation. So the House Wednesday passed the first major piece of legislation that would provide regulatory clarity to the cryptocurrency industry. Why it matters. The industry has long complained that there was no way to operate in a way that conformed with U.S. regulations other than to just not operate at all. Driving the news, the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, known on the Hill as FIT 21, passed in the House Wednesday afternoon by a vote of 279 to 136. With 71 Democrats voting in favor, the Biden administration had issued a policy statement earlier Wednesday opposing passage of the bill though it stopped short of expressing veto threats. So that's to talk about that. I actually have that official document, thanks to Tanya. Thank you very much, love, for giving me this information. We were able to read it last night, but now I can give it out to the whole audience this morning in the update. So the Statement of Administration Policy, HR 4763, Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, Rep. Thompson, RPA, and 11 co-sponsors. And this is the White House. This is the White House's response. The administration opposes passage of HR 4763, which would affect the regulatory structure for digital assets in the United States. The administration is eager to work with Congress to ensure a comprehensive and balanced regulatory framework for digital assets, building on existing authorities, which will promote the responsible development of digital assets and payment innovation and help reinforce United States leadership in the global financial system. HR 4763, in its current form, lacks sufficient protections for consumers and investors who engage in certain digital asset transactions. The administration looks forward to continued collaborations with Congress on developing legislation for digital assets that include adequate guardrails for consumers and investors, while creating the conditions needed for an innovation, and further time will be needed for such collaboration. So again, a bunch of nonsense. No information on why this shouldn't pass. This is all nonsense. They haven't done a damn thing to try to help the public, so why start now? In fact, they've only hurt the public by having Gary Gensler leading the SEC's witch hunt against Ripple. That's only hurting things. Only hurting things. So that's what the Biden administration said. Completely useless administration, but I don't talk politics. They're all useless. Central banks run the world. Catch up fast. So the bill is authored by Agriculture Committee Chair Glenn Thompson, Republican from, I'm assuming, Pennsylvania. It was first voted to the House floor in July of 2023 on the backs of Ripple's so-called win against the SEC. So as you can see, it's all pawn, and it's just a dog and pony show here. They're using Ripple for a reason. Notice all these bills are going to be passed on the back of it, in the lieu of, they'll call it innovation. Even though, to me, I don't want any regulation. That stops the free flowing of money, and it also stops the exorbitant amount of ups and downs, which is how you make a life-changing wealth. While most are losing money that money has to go somewhere. It doesn't go to money heaven. So while your fellow peers are losing the money, you're scooping it up and putting it in your pockets. It's that simple. You need somebody to lose it for you to make it. That's how it works. The legislation provides a path for cryptocurrencies that have achieved sufficient decentralization to be traded and used by Americans. That's also the importance of technical analysis. While most are losing because they don't understand technicals and they'll tell you it doesn't matter, we're scooping it up and taking it to the bank, our own bank. It also provides clarity for which tokens would be the responsibility of the U.S. Securities and Exchange Commission, SEC, and how such projects could attain regulated state with the agency. Friction point, while the SEC has often said that it's happy to meet with crypto projects and find a way to regulate them, crypto companies say that efforts to do so have been fruitless. Case in point, the agency released a list of cryptocurrencies last year that had registered in nearly every case. The registration occurred as part of legal action by the agency, which ultimately shut down the company. And what they're saying, the current regulatory framework for our securities and commodities market structure simply was not designed for and does not work for digital assets. The law firm Davis Polk wrote in the client update about the legislation published on Monday. The other side, Fit 21, would create new regulatory gaps and undermine decades of precedent regarding the oversight of investment contracts, putting investors and capital markets at immeasurable risk. SEC Chair Gary Gensler said in a statement released Wednesday morning prior to the House vote, the self-certification process contemplated by the bill risks investor protection not just in the crypto space. It could undermine the broader 100 trillion capital markets. What we're watching, Congress has already sent the White House one piece of legislation dealing with how firms should account for cryptocurrency when providing custodial services. Our thoughts bubble. The White House will likely be looking at this vote as a temperature check among Democrats to determine whether or not it should veto that legislation or not. The legislation goes to the Senate, which did just pass a much simpler piece of cryptocurrency-related legislation, but which also has Washington's best-known crypto. So the last thing I want to read is XRP whales move 291 million coins amid Fit 21's relief to Ripple community. So in the wake of the U.S. House of Representatives voting the Financial Innovation and Technology for the 21st Century Act, Fit 21, XRP whales have shuffled massive amounts of tokens to sexes, nabbing global attention as the price witnessed turbulency, transacting crypto amid the United States clearance of the first ever major crypto bill. These whales have sent tongues wagging across the broader crypto market. Meanwhile, proxy lawyer Bill Morgan has pointed out that per Judge Torres' influence on Fit 21, the crypto bill states that certain digital assets sold under an investment contract do not necessarily classify the asset as a security solely because it's being sold or transferred within the investment contract. This development potentially comes as a game changer for the Ripple vs. SEC lawsuit, while the whale activity amid this has further echoed a speculative buzz across the crypto horizon. Notably, according to the data received by the on-chain transaction tracker Whale Alert, a renowned XRP whale was recorded dumping 50.78 million XRP in a couple of transactions. Bitstamp and Bitso again, whereas a whale accumulated a whopping 240 million XRP from CoinCheck Exchange. The first transaction illustrated 29.14 million XRP transferred to Bitstamp, a Luxembourg city-based SEX, whereas the second transfer illustrated 21.64 million XRP was shifted to Bitso, a Mexico City-based SEX. Both transactions were done using the same wallet address RZN. Furthermore, the accumulation was noted to be done by the wallet address R99QSEJ32N. This wallet has been reported to make colossal XRP accumulations from CoinCheck in recent days. Interestingly, the whale's unexpected decision to offload and hoard XRP in tandem with the positive news for Ripple has added a layer of intrigue to these transactions. It's worth noting that the whale dumping tokens has initiated such transactions promptly after Ripple collaborated with these exchanges, sparking further speculation. So as of writing, XRP's token illustrated a 24-hour trading session in both red and green territories. The token's price rested at 52.8 cents with a 0.96% dip over the past day. Further, the 24-hour trading volume plunged 37.07% to 1.12 billion, adding a bearish tint to the token. The slipping price action potentially coincides with the increased selling pressure to the token, accounted with the above mentioned sell-off. Further, the futures and options OI dipped 1.18% and 620.54 million, followed by a derivative volume decrease of 40.73% to 866.15 million, adding a bearish sentiment among investors. However, the RSI stood at 51, signaling that the asset is taking a neutral market stance. This potential allows bulls or bears to take control of the token in the future, although FIT21 birth optimism for XRP prevails. So please make sure to hit that like button so YouTube recommends this update. If you want to show me personal support, consider joining Tom's Army or sending a YouTube super chat. And if you made it until the end, hashtag be better, do better in the comments. And don't forget to give thanks to your Lord and Savior Jesus Christ on this beautiful Thursday morning. Yeah, I know. Yeah, you say hi?